Plaintiff Gary Butler Jr. says when he first met the defendant, he was attracted to his bad boy reputation. Gary claims the defendant didn't pay attention to him until Gary tried to push him away. And after that, they started dating. However, Gary's suing him today for a loan and stolen property. Defendant Troy Jones Jr. says Gary is the one who pursued him because of his reputation. And Gary wanted to tame him, but Troy wasn't having it. Troy claims Gary wanted things his way or no way, so they broke up. And Troy denies owing Gary anything.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. First off, I met the defendant in October of 2013. I moved to Wichita, originally be with somebody else, but things didn't work out, and I kind of heard of his reputation. He had kind of a bad boy reputation. I got a thing for bad boys, you know, drinking, drugging, sexing, having a good time.
Drinking, drugging?
Yeah.
How about whooping you?
Whooping me?
Yeah, hitting you.
No.
Okay. None of your bad boys ever hit on you?
No.
Okay, well, you lucky. That's what bad boys do.
They know better. I don't, you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
So anyway, we kind of started kicking it in October, just having fun, going out, drinking, chilling, doing things like that. And then in November, we kind of made it official. TJ, they call him TJ. He came to my house probably October the 31st. It was a Halloween party. He came over after Halloween party and tried to kick it with me, but he didn't smell right. Smelled like he had been doing something. I told him to get out, pushed him in his face, told him he had to get on. Called me when he had some respect. It is true, and I think that's what kind of hooked him, because after that, that's when he started calling my phone, popping up on my job, asking me what I was...
Showing up on your job unannounced?
Not showing up before I went to work. Showing
up on your job.
No, I didn't mean to say...
Before you went to work.
I didn't mean to say showing up on my job, just showing up at my house before I went to...
That's not true.
Gotcha.
Anyway, yes. So anyway, that's when he started calling me. That's when he kind of got a little respect. I think that's when I hooked him. He started calling me, bringing me lunch and doing things like that. And so as time went on, we were dating from November to about February. He asked me to borrow some money. This was like 5 days after Valentine's Day.
Lunch is expensive.
That's right.
And I think Valentine's was expensive. He wanted to get his money back. So he asked me to borrow some money after that. We were dating for quite some time, and he's a respectable man, so I didn't mind loaning it to him. Plus, he was my partner at the time.
All right, before we get to the specifics, let me allow him to give some background, then we'll get to the loans again.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, I did have a bad boy reputation, you know, but Mr. Butler.
Doing what exactly?
Well, most of my partners, you know, they what I call know their place, you know, whatever.
So you would jump on them?
If it needed,
that's what bad boys do. Like you said,
if needed to be,
yeah.
You know, but
bad boy, good boy.
Plaintiff Gary Butler Jr. dated the defendant, and he claims he was first attracted to the defendant because of his bad boy reputation.
Sir?
Me, I'm used to submissive pretty boys. You know, he's got the pretty boy part down, but he was only submissive in the bedroom. You know, so any other time he didn't want to listen.
'Cause I hear a lot of these cases, you know, ladies come in, Judge, I like a roughneck. I say, well, man, why are you here today? 'Cause he choked me. Right? Because how do you define a bad boy?
And the whole point about, and the whole thing with me showing up at his house or whatever before he went to work, this, that, and other, that's because he would hit me on Facebook and tell me to come over or whatever before he went to work. You know, if he's gonna tell the story, he need to tell the whole story.
That's not true.
You know, and so, you know, he pursued me. He got in contact with me first. Why? Because of my reputation. He wanted that heartbreaking bad boy. You know,
to tame him.
Still do.
To tame him.
Well, if that was the case,
didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't. Not at all. That's why we're not together right now. You know, but anyway, so once we got together, you know, at first it started off real nice, and then Mr. Butler became what I call hard-headed. You know.
That's right. That's right. Bad boys say his mate was hard-headed.
Yeah.
That's a true bad boy.
You know, I tell him to do one thing, he do another.
He wouldn't do what he was told.
You know, he wanted things his way or no way. You know, and I couldn't have it. You
didn't play that.
No, I couldn't have that. So, you know.
You're a true bad boy there. Call all the shots. Ain't no 50-50 with you.
It's either my way or no way. That's the way it was.
Ain't no 50-50 love.
And I guess he called himself trying to tame me, but it just wasn't going to happen.
Not for a bad boy like you.
No, and that's why I walked. So that's basically it.
He the real deal. Go ahead, sir.
Well, upon
Tell
him
me about
walking,
this
he walked
loan.
off with my money, my TV, my Blu-ray player, and I want all that back, and that's why we're here today, because he owed me that.
Because he owe you the money.
Yes,
Tell me
sir.
about the loan again.
Okay, like I said, back in February after Valentine's Day, he asked me to loan him $250.
Mhm.
Okay,
When was he to repay?
Sir?
When was he to repay?
Just repay me. It wasn't really a specific date at the time,
Okay.
but just for him to repay me. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
So I had him sign this note because even with money,
Good, let's
loaning
see.
your mama money or anybody money, you want to make sure if it need be, you get your money back. I also have some estimates for my Blu-ray player and my 42-inch.
Tell me
flat
about
screen.
that.
Okay, in April I had to go to Kansas City to deal with some legal issues, and I thought I was just going to go to court, but I ended up getting set down for 30 days. And my rent was due. Of course, the bad boy couldn't pay it. So I asked him, could he at least do was move my stuff out of my house? He did that, but when he moved my stuff out, when I got back to Wichita, I didn't have a TV or a Blu-ray player. I had everything else, but I didn't have that.
He just complied with your request.
He did that.
Move
but
it out.
He did that.
You didn't
but
say
he
give it back. You didn't say hold it for me until I get back.
But it was mine, Your Honor, so he knew he was supposed to. We were together. If I moved his stuff out, I would have kept it. When he got home, it would have been in one piece.
So he robbed you.
Yes.
That's so not true, Your Honor.
When I got back
He's
home.
a bad boy.
Yeah.
That's what bad boys do.
That's taking bad boy to a new level.
They take
though,
the money, they jump on you when they need to, tell you what to do, order you around. What'd you say? You like to drink and drug all the time?
Yeah.
Criminal?
Yeah. And that's the first thing that came to my mind when he didn't have my
So
I thought he stole my stuff.
You sound like you should have been, that should have excited you.
Not at this point.
It didn't excite you?
Not at this point, on top of not paying me my
living
money
up to
yet.
his reputation.
Yeah, that was a
Woo,
straw that
he
broke the
robbed
camel's-
me. Ooh.
Oh, man.
He's a bad boy. He told me what to do, and if I didn't do it, he threatened me. Ooh. That's what bad boys do. You don't know what you thought.
I thought wrong.
He got a reputation for a bad boy.
Plaintiff Gary Butler Jr. dated the defendant, and he claims he was first attracted to the defendant because of his bad boy reputation.
Tell me about the loan and the stolen property, sir.
Well, Your Honor, I believe it was back in February, I ran into some hard times and I asked them to let me hold $250. Okay. Yeah, I had intentions on giving it back someday, but he didn't specify when. So as time went on, things got a little bit more rocky or whatever. And so when he did get locked up or whatever, I sold the TV and the Blu-ray player because I had to pay people to help move this stuff. I didn't have the money. So when they started hawking on me about paying them, I had to come up with the money some kind of way, so I went on and sold this stuff so I could pay the people.
Did you tell him that, and was that acceptable?
Well, he was in jail. I couldn't tell him.
Oh, you didn't allow him to call you, or you didn't have a phone?
Well, I wasn't gonna keep putting money on my phone. I didn't like to get him locked up. It wasn't my
Something
fault.
else. $710 is your judgment. He admits to it, and the issue of the timely payment, it's within a reasonable time if you don't give a specific date, and it's been beyond a reasonable time. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Hey, we
I'm
can
glad
go and have a drink now. Thank you.
I'm glad it is over.
Thank you, Judge Mathis. I feel relieved. I forgot my money back. I'm gonna be able to go buy me. Of course, I've had a TV and Blu-ray player before then, but I'm gonna go do something special for myself with that money, and I appreciate the judgment. And now we can go out and have a drink or something. I mean, he's a cool person. He's my ex, but we can go kick it or something now that that's resolved. I got my money back. I don't have no hard feelings for him.
Well, I don't know about all that.